Welcome to a world where the price of everyday items fluctuates rapidly and inflation is at an all-time high. In 2022, U.S. consumers have faced significant challenges, from gasoline prices soaring to $5 per gallon to annual price increases reaching a pandemic-era peak of 9.1%. But amidst all the chaos, there is some good news. Join us as we dive into the details of the past year's economic highs and lows, and explore how rising prices have impacted families' daily lives. In this video, we'll cover everything from the soaring costs of food and essential items to the drop in prices of electronics and major appliances. Don't miss out on this thrilling, informative, and eye-opening journey into the economics of 2022. 2022 has been a year of ups and downs for U.S. consumers. After battling decades-high inflation and gas prices hitting $5 a gallon in June, there is some good news. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, annual price increases dropped to 7.1% through November, down from a pandemic-era peak of 9.1% in June. During the holiday season, consumers still had to make sacrifices to buy gifts for their loved ones despite retail sales increasing by 7.6% in nominal terms compared to last year. Inflation may have slowed down, but food costs continue to rise, especially during the holidays. The cost of food has significantly increased by 10.6% over the previous year as of November, significantly greater than the rate of general inflation during that time. On the bright side, there were some products that experienced significant price drops in 2022, while others became more expensive. Electronics and major appliances are some of the items that became more affordable. Retailers began discounting high-priced electronic devices as consumer demand declined. The cost of various popular electronic devices decreased, including smartphones by 23.4%, televisions by 17%, and laptops by 4.4% from November of last year to the current month. Major home appliance costs also decreased by 1%. Although some retailers anticipated supply chain shortages and high consumer demand by stocking up at the beginning of the year, inflation and falling consumer confidence thwarted their efforts. Toy and apparel costs gradually increased, with clothing and footwear seeing a 3.6% increase. However, these price increases were lower than the rate of inflation, meaning consumers actually saved money. In an interview with CNBC from December, Walmart CEO Doug McMillon remarked, "In toys, sporting goods, apparel categories like that, prices have come down more aggressively. We're still inflated, but not nearly as much as in the other categories." Retailers increased their promotional efforts to move inventory and attract customers, so prices remained stable. On the other hand, plane tickets and gas prices got more expensive. Airline travel demand surged this year, leading to a 36% yearly increase in airfare in the 12 months leading up to last November, according to Delta's president, Glenn Hauenstein. The return of tourists in large numbers 2 years after the epidemic caused many airlines to declare record revenues in April, May, and June. The cost of traveling on the ground also increased, with gas prices still higher than they were a year ago. The spike in gas prices is due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine and other geopolitical operations that involve the manipulation of oil supplies. While gas prices have come down from their all-time highs, gas buddy forecasts published by CNN suggest the national average could return to $4 per gallon as early as May. Nonetheless, the fuel price tracking app GasBuddy does not expect another year of high volatility. Some households may no longer be able to afford to purchase a real Christmas tree. Go Banking Rates reports that the average cost of a live Christmas tree is between $89.94 this holiday season, an increase of between 5 and 15% from previous year's prices. The survey found that 7% of Americans are skipping out on getting a real Christmas tree this year because of the skyrocketing pricing. Unfortunately, the trend of rising prices doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. In fact, the Christmas tree industry has been struggling in recent years due to various factors, including climate change and pests. The shortage of trees has led to increased demand and higher prices. According to the National Christmas Tree Association, there has been a significant decrease in the number of Christmas tree growers over the past decade, leading to a smaller supply of trees. Additionally, extreme weather conditions, such as droughts and wildfires, have affected the growth and availability of trees. But the rising prices are not limited to Christmas trees. The cost of many essential items has been increasing steadily. The prices of a number of commonly purchased foodstuffs rose in response to increasing demand and a shortage of eggs, brought on by the devastating avian flu. Egg prices skyrocketed by 49.1%. Butter increased 27% due to a decrease in global milk supply, while margarine increased 47.4% due to price oscillations in the vegetable oil market brought on, in major part, by the conflict in Ukraine. Similarly, the impact of the conflict in Ukraine on the global grain market, combined with high transportation costs in the United States, led to a 24.9% increase in the price of flour, another essential food product. Since agricultural disease in California has affected all crops, even lettuce has seen an increase of 19.8%. The rising prices have made it increasingly difficult for many households to make ends meet. Families are having to make difficult choices between basic necessities such as food, clothing, and shelter. The cost of living is becoming too high for many to bear, and they are being forced to make sacrifices in their daily lives. The housing market is also feeling the effects of rising prices. According to data compiled by CoreLogic's House Price Index, home values continue to decline in 2022's last month, but at a more gradual pace than in recent weeks and months. Between November and December, property prices decreased by 0.2%, which is less than the 0.6% and 1.3% declines seen in the previous 2 months. The annual drop of 5% brought the national median home price down to $956,000. For comparison, prices dropped 6.4% in June 2009 as a result of the global financial crisis, making this the greatest annual loss since then. The decline in housing prices may seem like a good thing for prospective buyers, but it also has negative consequences for the economy as a whole. Falling home prices can lead to decreased consumer spending and a slowdown in economic growth. Many people who had invested in their homes as a form of savings are now facing a bleak future as their investments diminish in value. The combination of rising prices and falling home values is creating a sense of pessimism and despair among many Americans. The future looks uncertain and bleak, with no clear solutions in sight. Families are struggling to make ends meet, and the dream of owning a home is becoming increasingly out of reach for many. The economy is in turmoil, and the outlook is grim. In these difficult times, it is important to come together as a community and support one another. We must look out for those who are most vulnerable and work towards finding solutions to the problems we face. It may not be easy, but we must remain hopeful and determined to overcome these challenges and create a better future for ourselves and our loved ones. However, it is understandable that many people may feel overwhelmed and disheartened by the current state of affairs. The constant stream of bad news, rising prices, and uncertain future can take a toll on one's mental health and well-being. It is important to remember that we are not alone in this struggle. We can turn to our friends, family, and community for support and comfort. We can also seek out professional help if needed. Moreover, we can take action to make a positive impact. We can support local businesses and farmers, reduce our carbon footprint, and volunteer our time and resources to help those in need. Ultimately, we must remember that we have the power to shape our own destiny. Despite the challenges we face, we can still work towards a better future. So, let us not lose hope. Let us continue to persevere, to stand strong in the face of adversity, and to work towards a brighter tomorrow. We may stumble and fall along the way, but we must get back up and keep moving forward. Together, we can create a better world for ourselves and for future generations. It may not be easy, but it will be worth it. Your support is crucial in helping us make a positive impact on the world. By sharing this video with your loved ones, you can help spread awareness